Can we use that as a cutout?
I think we're going soon here, Terry. I believe we're going soon. I actually
Can we use this as a cutout?
I have to move back. Get out of its shot.
Yeah, no, can I use that as a cutout?
Do they, I would think so. They put it online, right? Yeah.
Hi, good morning, everyone. Thanks for coming down. I'm going to first chat about a sex assault that occurred last Wednesday. Following that, I'll try to answer any questions that you have, and then we'll move on to anything that could be unrelated that you might have questions about. So the Vancouver Police are asking for the public's help after a child was sexually assaulted last Wednesday in South Vancouver. On December 5th, a 6-year-old girl was lured away by a stranger at Sexsmith Elementary School. She was taken to a nearby location where she was assaulted before the man walked her back to the school and left her there. The suspect is described as a dark-skinned man, approximately 30 years old, with brown or gray hair, and he was apparently wearing gray sweatpants at the time. Detectives from the VPD Sex Crimes Unit are looking for any dash cam footage from Wednesday, December 5th, between 8:30 in the morning and 2:30 in the afternoon in the area of Sexsmith School. To narrow that down, we're specifically looking at the area between West 58th and West 60th with Canby Street and Ontario. So if you think of that box there, if there's any chance that you have dash cam footage and you're driving that area, or you're walking there and you saw anything suspicious, please contact our investigators. Again, anyone who may have been in the area last Wednesday, saw anything suspicious, or may have dash cam footage, we're asking you to contact our investigators at 604-717-0603 or Crime Stoppers at 1-800-222-8477. And we've put a map up here. We've also sent a map out, and it just outlines the Sexsmith School. I'll just point it out for you. Is roughly in this here area around Columbia Street and 59. So we're asking for anybody who may have been driving in that area and potentially has dash cam footage. We're not asking you to go back and review all your dash cam footage. If you have dash cam, you're driving in that area on Wednesday, December 5th, between 2:30 and 2:30. We're asking anyone who may have dash cam footage that was driving in the area on Wednesday, December 5th, between 8:30 in the morning and 2:30 in the afternoon, to call our investigators. You may be sitting on information that you don't particularly know is important, but it could be very important to our investigation. I'll try to answer any questions that you have.
Why is such a large window between 8:30 and 2:30? This is a 6-year-old child, right? So can't they be more precise when this child went missing?
Investigations involving young children, they can be challenging, especially when you're dealing with a 6-year-old child. We have to be very sensitive to the child and to their needs and to the long-term effects of this child. But we also have to be, put the investigation up there in our priorities, where we have to get enough accurate, reliable information to move this thing forward, to follow up on leads. Ever since we received this information, we've been continually getting a little bit more, and we're moving forward, but we're now asking the public for their help.
Jason, there's a preschool there. Was she attending that preschool? Was she there for school or anything like that?
The victim was at school during that day.
In the time span that she was gone, did anybody there notice that she was missing?
We're still looking into the exact time that this occurred. Again, we're dealing with a 6-year-old girl who's been through an emotional experience. We have a large time frame now that we're trying to limit that scope. At this point, we're working very, very closely with our partners at the VSB and at that particular school. But at this point, we haven't been able to narrow down a specific time frame. So we're asking anyone who may have been in that area to come forward.
Why did it take a week before we hear about this?
Well, our priority continues to be to support this young girl and her family, and to move the investigation forward and find the person that's responsible for this. There was a bit of a delay in reporting it to police. When we found out, we've been investigating ever since. Again, I did talk about it earlier, how we have to be very sensitive in dealing with the memory of a 6-year-old child. We want to get reliable, accurate information in a least traumatic manner that will affect this child.
Can you say how she was lured? I mean, was there something that was told to her, and does she recall what the communication was?
We can't get into the specifics of the actual offense itself. It's going to form part of the investigation. The important thing is here, she is safe at this point. She's continuing to receive support from the police and from the Vancouver School Board, and we are working very, very hard to identify the person responsible.
What is the school board doing just in response to this happening, essentially beside their property?
That's probably a question better for the Vancouver School Board. I will confirm that we are working very closely with that particular school. We have a school liaison officer there. We currently have officers in the area looking for footage, speaking to people in the area, and doing our best to identify the person responsible and hold them accountable.
Can you tell us why there was a delay on reporting that to the police?
I don't have any additional information to share about that.
You're looking for more dash cam footage and all, just things that they think is useful.
So we're asking anybody who may have been driving the area on Wednesday, December 5th between West 58th and West 60th, Cami to Ontario, between 8:30 in the morning and 2:30 in the afternoon. If you have dash cam, please contact our investigators.
Have any potential suspects been identified yet?
No arrests have been made in this file. We're comparing it to other incidents. At this point, there's no information at all to say it's linked to any other investigation. We haven't stopped digging into the past, into previous police reports. We're also liaising with our partner agencies. Our goal here is to identify this person and hold them accountable.
Can you give us any update on how the child is doing now?
Other than telling you that she's continuing to get support from us and from the Vancouver School Board and her family, she is safe, and we are now focused on moving this investigation forward, and we're relying on the public here. We need somebody to come forward.
Do we know if she was supervised at all during this time that this all happened?
I don't know about that.
Is there any reason to believe that it may not have been a stranger who took her?
There's no reason to believe that that the victim and the suspect knew each other.
Is there any indication how long she was missing for?
We're still trying to work out the specifics. What's important here is that this 6-year-old girl was lured away by a stranger from an elementary school. She was assaulted off-site and then returned to the school. We're going to narrow down the time frame. That will be important, but at this time, we're focusing on her well-being and identifying those responsible.
There's just so can you say like 100% this actually happened? Are you just going off the 6-year-old's testimony, or is there other corroborating factors that are leading through this investigation?
We don't have any reason to believe that this did not occur. We're taking this very serious. This is a priority for us. This is a vulnerable member of society. It's a 6-year-old child. We need to solve this, and it's important to us that she is safe at this point. We are focusing on identifying the person responsible.
Can you tell us how she was lured? Like, was she playing in the playground at the time and then got lured, or she could have been lured out of the classroom, out of the school? She was outside, I assume.
I've only been told that she was outside in the playground area and was lured away. As far as specifics, I'm not sure.
Have parents been warned? Notice has gone out?
The Vancouver School Board and the Vancouver Police are working very closely together to ensure that the people in the area know about this and that they could also be sitting on important information. We're taking the necessary steps to keep the school safe for both the staff and the students. At this point, we don't believe that there's been more than one incident. It's not related to any other offenses that we're aware of, and we're asking the public to come forward with based on the information we're requesting.
Are there no security cameras on that playground?
At this point, we do have, the Vancouver Police is working very closely with the Vancouver School Board. We have detectives in the area as we speak. They're looking for footage. They're looking for anyone who may have been in the area. Dog walkers, people are creatures of habit. So if you're out there walking your dog, if you're going back and forth to work or anything on that day, we're asking you to call us.
What's your message to parents that might have kids that go to that school?
We're asking people to report any suspicious activity to police and to 911 immediately. Again, we don't have any reason to believe that there's been more than one occurrence. We don't know. We don't have any reason to believe there's going to be another one. We are trying to identify the person responsible and to ensure this does not happen.
Potentially the perpetrator should the parents and school be more vigilant and protective of their children?
We asked that, trying to think of the proper way to articulate that. Vancouver schools is a very safe place. This is very rare. Thank goodness that this would happen. We all look out for each other, and we do that day to day, and we're continuing to ask parents and students, everyone else, to look out for each other. If you see something that just doesn't sit right, call 911 immediately. Let us figure out if it's important.
You say this is a one-off possibly, but in your policing history, you know the child predators often have multiple victims. Why would you think this is just a one-off and whoever did this allegedly hasn't committed more of these crimes?
Based on the information that we've received so far and that we've collected during this investigation, we have analysts that are very skillful at going through the data sets that we've, like other police reports that we've received, other MOs, other jurisdictions. We've looked into this and we don't have any reason to believe it's anything other than an isolated incident. However, we're moving forward. This is very serious, and we're moving forward to identify those responsible.
Okay, you don't know the age of this suspect other than, is it like 30s?
Approximately 30 years old. So again, the suspect has been described as approximately 30 years old, a darker skinned man with gray or brown hair, and at the time was believed to be wearing gray sweatpants, or sorry, gray pants. Do you want me to do that again?
It's gray pants. You said sweatpants before as well.
Just let me double check my notes. I believe it's just gray pants. I'll do that again. So the suspect has been described as a darker skinned man, approximately 30 years old, with gray or brown hair, and was wearing gray pants at the time. Okay, thank you.